including 2 who are critically hurt. Police just briefing us on scene, telling us it happened around 7:15 tonight in the 3200 block of East 12th Street. That's near Hillside and Holyoke. Police say 1 person was driven to a hospital with gunshot wounds. 2 people were taken from the scene in critical condition to a hospital. The shooting is believed to be a drive-by involving a dark-colored car.
There was a dark-colored vehicle involved that apparently had pulled up alongside of them. We're still trying to get that cleared up, and someone got out and shot at them and then left.
Police are still investigating the shooting and say there is no clear motive at this time. So far, there are no arrests, but we'll be updating you as soon as we learn more. That breaking news out of northwest Kansas tonight as I-70 is closed from Colorado to Oakley. That extended closure due to winter weather in Colorado and